Alhamdulillah. One thing that I've noticed since being back to the States is the lack of youth participation in the masajid on a regular basis. And yes, there are, alhamdulillah, youth programs. So you find like on the weekend, in a lot of the masajid, there are things that are going on for the youth. But I particularly noticed that for the regular salawat, that there aren't many youth in the masjid, and even on Yawm al-Jum'ah. And this is something that is critical for us as Muslims to pay attention to, because the reality is that many communities do not have an Islamic school or a viable option other than public school. And so a lot of people are putting their children in public school, but the reality is, and this is something that many people don't pay attention to, that the children are facing, I'm saying our children, Muslim children, in these environments are facing a lot of microaggressions against Islam. Sometimes even from their teachers, but not to mention the peer pressure that they're dealing with, all types of misinformation about Islam, to the point that many of the children do not want to be identified as Muslim. They do everything that they can not to be recognized as Muslim. They may even go to their teacher on the side. If his name is Yaqub, he might tell the teacher, just call me Jacob, don't call me Yaqub, don't, on the roll sheet or whatever like that. So a lot of times our children are not even identifying with Islam. If we add on to that, not bringing them to the masjid at all, or only bringing them to the masjid on the weekends, we are risking losing our children, or at the very least, creating this dual identity, like they're one way at home and another way at school, and they're torn between these two identities. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us in the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. Oh, you believe, save yourselves and your families from the fire. And the Prophet ﷺ said, Kullukum ra' wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyatihi. Each one of you is a shepherd, is a caretaker, and you're going to be asked about, you are responsible for, and will be asked about those who are under your care. So our children, we are responsible for them. And one of the greatest responsibilities that we have to them is to help them learn their deen, so that they can have that relationship that they need with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be happy in this life and to be successful in the hereafter. So if there's anything that I notice that is just glaring in terms of a responsibility that we have, it is to make sure that we do better to get our children around the Muslim community, and especially the obligation of Jumu'ah. It is a strong stance to take, for a parent, or even, if the children are older, if they're in high school or something like this, where they can actually petition the school. And in a lot of public schools, this is already the case. They allow the children to go for Jumu'ah. They can't stop them. But if that's not the case in a particular school, that the youth petition their particular school and explain to them that we need to be allowed to go to Salat al-Jumu'ah. If there's enough time to get back to school after Jumu'ah, so be it. If not, then they just stay out of school for the remainder of the day on Friday, to stay up on their studies, to do well in school, to even the classes that they miss, that they get the work that was missed, and to be exemplary students. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written ihsan for kulli shay. The Prophet ﷺ said that he's written that everything be done well, and that you try to work towards perfection, and that you try to work towards precision. And so we should be encouraging our youth to go to Jumu'ah and to do good in school. And what I'm saying is that this is a strong position to take, because if a Muslim child does this, they're going to be on that path to preserve their identity, to be recognized as being Muslim, but at the same time do well in their classes and in school, because nobody's saying don't do well in school. But we shouldn't be creating this dichotomy like, well, if you want to do well in school, you can't go to Jumu'ah, or you don't have a choice because you are in school. No, you do have a choice, and you should take responsibility for yourself. I'm saying this to the youth, because you are responsible in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as well as the parents who are responsible for making it easy for their children, to the best of their ability, to practice their deen. This to me is of paramount importance. I think we have to do better as parents to be involved in the school. Otherwise, what message are we sending to the children if we're saying to them, no, go to school and don't go to Jumu'ah, even though this is the most obligatory of all of the salawat of the week in terms of praying in congregation? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.